Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Barbara Life and Style channel. I am Barbara and I wanted to share with you my finds during Sephora's savings event. And let's get started. And so first, I'm starting off with, this is Underpainting Face Palette by Mary Phillips. And I found this at Sephora, and here are the face stories or the palettes. And first I'm going to use this corrector, and so I started already playing in it. And this face corrector, Underpainting, I'm putting on first, and it goes on really smoothly. I normally put it under my eyes and just blend a little bit under my nose, just where I have discoloration on my face and where I want to smooth it out once I put my makeup on. And so this is a really nice smooth makeup face corrector. And so after I finish that, I just take my beauty blender and my sponge, and of course you should make sure that that's a little damp. So after I put that on, I think I'm going to put just a little bit more on. And you decide, depending on your needs are in terms of blending out discoloration on your face. So yeah, so this is Mary Phillips, and this is in the shade Deep. So this is what I purchased at Sephora. So also, I am excited to share that I also purchased Haas Labs. This is Lady Gaga's brand makeup line, and this is Skin Tech Foundation, and it's in the shade 480 Medium Deep Neutral. That's my shade. And so I purchased that, and it goes on. Usually I start off with just a pump. One is enough. This is enough to cover my entire face. And so I just put it on my face. And I avoid my under eye because that's where I'm going to put my concealer. And I found with myself, if you put concealer, or I'm sorry, foundation under your eyes and then on top of the concealer, you may find that it's building up and then it will start creasing. And I don't want that on my face. So again, I just put a little there, and look at that one little pump that I showed you, it covers my entire face. And so in addition to that, I picked up Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter. And this is, I like it. I like to put this on in addition to my foundation because it has a shining serum. It's a glow for superstar youth glow, and it blends nicely. This is the shade 7 Deep for myself, and I normally just put it on just in certain areas on my face. And so then I take my brush, my foundation blend brush, and I blend it in. And it goes on really smoothly. I really like the House Labs by Lady Gaga. So I'll put this on. And again, for me, I like to, and when you put your foundation on, make sure that you're blending it in well and underneath your jawline. I've noticed some women, when they put their makeup on, they will stop right there at the line. But make sure you blend it out, because it should blend in so you see no demarcation, no lines in your face. If somebody is standing next to you or behind you, you don't want them to see where you put your makeup on, or where your foundation stops. It should seamlessly blend really nicely into your skin. And so I'm just trying to get it to cover my eyelids as close to my lashes. And so yeah, that's how I put putting that on, I put my foundation on, I put on my Super Glow, and I am glowing. Look at that. It is so pretty. And I like, during the Sephora savings event, my level is Rouge, so I get 20% off. But I know that with any Sephora product, it's an additional 30% off. So this is my two combination of concealers, and they are by Best Skin Ever, and this is in the shade 23N. N stands for neutral, and my other shade is in the Best Skin Ever, and this is in shade 19N. And so the 23N I put on first, because that is the closest shade to my skin color. And so here's when I put the concealer on, just to conceal, again, any minor imperfections, or not imperfections, discoloration. We don't have imperfections. So discoloration, so that your makeup looks really nice and smooth. And so I'm putting it on. And blending it in, making sure that I get the corner of my nose, the upper part of my nose, and going on the other side. And when you put it on, just make sure that, I always make sure that I put it on right on where my cheekbone starts, instead of just, centering it in this area. I like to put it all around here, and again, where the corner of my eye, the corner of my eye and nose. And then I take my beauty sponge and just blend it in. And then in addition, just using that sponge and blend in the foundation that I have. And when you do that on routinely, when you blend in your makeup with your sponge, it tends to last longer because you are setting it in your skin. So remember to add that step to your beauty routine. So now I put on my skin color in terms of my concealer. Now I want to highlight underneath my eyes a bit. So that's where the color 19N, because I like highlighting. It brightens up your eye, and you don't need a lot. So, and then I just take, because as you can see, it covers quite a bit. I may have been just a little heavy-handed with mine today, but I can always correct it later. And so you see how that blends in really beautifully. You know, concealers, they can be pricey, but I really like Sephora's Best Skin Ever, because it is inexpensive, but it is a well blended product for your face. And it says here, it says multi-use concealer, and it says it's a natural finish, medium to full coverage, and it corrects and it smooths for 16 hours, and in 28 days it says it improves skin texture. And I have been using this for a couple of days now, but I know that during the day it tends to stay, and I really don't need, or the minimal amount of touch up at the end of the day, because I tend to, if I have a full day's schedule, I'll just keep this on, and I won't wash off my face and wear it again, but I'll just, you know, maybe after 16 hours I might touch it up. But really, with this product, you don't need it. I mean, it's true to what they say on it, that it stays on and it just makes your skin look beautiful. So under my eyes, and I also use the same shade, the 16N, underneath on my my mustache line and underneath my lip, because those are, in addition to under my eye, I like this area to be brightened as well when I put my makeup on. And so when you put it on, and I like to put it on just underneath my lip line, so it just blends in. And remember, I put on that corrector, so it really blends in really nicely. And you might find that once you put it on, it might look like, you know, there's too much, you put too much on, but don't worry, you didn't put too much on. Get your beauty blender and just blend it in. So now I'm going to focus on my eyes. And so off camera, I put my brows on, because I have to really concentrate on those, girl. So after I put on my concealer under my eyes, around my mustache area, and under my lip, I take the same brightening concealer, the Best Skin Ever, and I put it on the bridge of my nose. And so there, again, I like the brightening look there. So blend it in, curve it around my bra, above my bra, just so it looks sculptured, and then blend it in on the bridge of my nose. Bridge of my nose and the top of my nose. And so I like to make sure it's along there, getting it as close to where I drew on and sculpted my brows. And so and then after that, you take your beauty sponge and blend it out, just so it looks nice and seamless. Okay. So then I want to set what I've just done, my concealer and all the places where I put my concealer. And so I want to take that and the setting powder of your choice. Make sure I get my brush, and I just clean my brushes. So, and another thing, don't forget to clean your brushes, because you know, you can put your makeup on and it looks nice, but if you don't work with clean brushes, after a while you might get bumps on your face, because, or irritation on your face, because you haven't taken the time to clean your brush. And I like to also put setting spray, just a little setting spray on my brush. And so again, the setting spray or the setting powder. Now I didn't get this at Sephora, but this is the Sasha Buttercup setting spray. I've had this setting spray, or I keep saying setting spray, girl, sorry. This powder, setting powder, for a while, and once it's gone, I have to get, I'm not sure that they even sell this anymore. And I'll find something in the at the Sephora collection. But right now, I love the way this sits. It looks on my skin, and it does the job. In setting my face. Now this I did get from Amazon. This down, so the fallout won't be all over the place on my table. And so once I put it on, it looks like it may look like a lot on camera, but again, that's why we have our beauty sponge. So I just want to make sure that it's set in all the places I put my concealer. Let's contour our face, and it is the matte powder foundation, and I use it as a bronzer. And watch how beautiful this is applied on. It gives you that beautiful glow, like you've been in the sun. And we are in November and it's fall, and we're not as outside as we are in during the summer months. But this is such a beautiful, it's foundation, but I use it for contouring. And that color is really nice. It is matte, and the color shade is 65N. that I'm using. And if you are my twin in shade, that will look really nicely on your skin. So we put on we've contoured our face. Now let's work on these eyes. Now, this is now NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and it is in the shade Medium Deep 2.5, and this is Walnut. And I absolutely love this this product. It is so soft and it goes on so smoothly. And so I use this to sculpt my brows. And so immediately, and I usually shape around my brows here, put it on my brow bone, blend it in, and it just immediately sculpts your brows, makes them look, the artistry is coming out. Look at that. And so I do the other side. And again, I just use the tip of my brush here just to make sure that it's lining up nicely and it's not interfering with the my brows that I drew on, because I draw on my brows because, and we'll do that in another video, show you how I put my brows on. For those who have really scarce eyebrows, I used to have really thick brows when I was younger, and you know, as we get older, our brows thin out, and so we just need a little help. And that's where products come into play. And I thank God for products, because I just love playing in makeup. I love the transformation it does. It enhances your look. It just brings out your natural glow in the face. Everyone has different features, and I love the fact that products that are made now are so just beautifully done, where there is rarely any irritation, but it does what it's supposed to do. It is supposed to enhance your already natural features that God has given you. And so I use this also as a base for a primer on my eyes before I put on shadows. And what this does, instead of putting your shadows on your bare skin, putting a concealer on your eyes, on your eyelids, on your eyes, all around your eyes, it will keep your shadows from fading out. And so after I do that, I normally just blend it in, the concealer. So I put the concealer on my eyes, I blend it in, and now I sculpted underneath my brows so they look nice and sculpted. And if during the time when I put my brows on, if sometimes I might go a little bit deeper than what I normally like to do, and so I can take my brush with the concealer and just clean it up. You can always clean up. That's one good thing about makeup. Before it's set, you can always clean it up in the areas that you may have been a little heavy-handed, and I sometimes if I'm in a rush, I may put on my my makeup and I'm a little heavy-handed. So you can always fix it. I bought this some time ago at Sephora, but this is the Fenty Beauty Mocha Mame 08 Sunstalker. You're going to see how much I love this. I love this, this bronzer. And I use it on my eyes as a base before I put on the rest of my shadows. I love it because it just, for me, it just goes with anything that I wear, because it's just like, think of it as a painting. In your, before you go into to paint that masterpiece, you just want a base of color on your canvas. And this is our canvas. So for me, yeah, I like to put it all over my eyelids, and then I use it to contour my nose. So I put a little color. I am going to use something else to contour, but I like doing that. And see, I can leave it as it is, but I normally put just a little, a deeper color on it as well. And after that, I, depending on what I'm wearing, and this is what I'm wearing today. So this is the matte Sephora eyeshadow. And it is in the color number 324 Morning Sunshine. They have it really small here on this, but this is the color, and it is like a wine color. And Sephora and their shadows are so pretty, and they tend to stay the entire day. So I take the same brush that I used, and I just put it on my lids. And you see how it intensified that the pigment in that color. It just brought out that color a bit more on my eyes. The same color as the wine in my top. So I'm just gonna put that on. So put that on and finish up my eyes for you to see. Okay, so let's work on our eyes. I picked up, I've heard so much about this eyeshadow palette, and I am so happy to be able to pick it up. So I picked up the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the original eyeshadow palette, and this is the palette story, and again, this is the original. And so what I'm just going to do is put a little highlight. I like to highlight my inner corner here of my eye, and the same, tapping in there, and on this side the same, and it's so pretty. Blend this with, I didn't put any more of the shadow coloring on here, so I'm just using what's already on here on my brush. So I've done that, and so now I'm going to take another Sephora product, and this is the Sephora Colorful Shadow Stick and Liner. So, and this is a nice shade. This is the Truffle Shimmer. And so I'm grabbing my mirror so that I can just see a little closely on what I'm doing. So look at this shade. That is so pretty. This color I tend to wear often, just every day actually. And I tend to be pretty generous, you know, heavy-handed putting it on just to make sure that you can see it. So isn't that pretty? And then I complement it with the Sephora 12H Colorful Crayon Contour. And this is the color Sangria. I've already put the Truffle Shimmer on there, shadow stick. And I just complement it with this color. Blend that in. And so we're just going to finish up. Only a couple of more steps that in my normal routine, and then also showing you the products that I purchased from Sephora. Now this is Laura Mercier, and this is Moonlight Caviar Stick Eye Color. And I love this stick. I use it as highlighter in my inner corner of my eye. And I like it because, again, it doesn't move because it is a stick. And what I'm doing is I'm just blending it in instead of just putting it on and just having it sit there. And so that's not very flattering. So I like to blend it in so it just, again, it marries the colors that I already have on my eyes. And if I want to bring it down a bit, I can do that as well. And so we are cleaning up our eyes, but there's one technique I wanted to show you. If you are a person like me and you like to draw your eyebrows on, I take the setting powder that I used earlier and I just put it in, put my brush in here, tap it off the fallout, and I like to set my brows before I put on my setting spray. And it's okay if I have a little there because it's just going to blend in once I put the setting spray on. But this helps keep my brows from moving. And when I tell you that my brows will not move, I am a runner. I can run. I am very active. I'm a sweater. Anyone who knows me well, they will tell you, yes, Barbara, she is a sweater. I'm a sweater, and I do have oily skin. So, but just doing that, this technique will help keep your brows in place for the entire day until I wash them off at the end of the day. And so we're in the home stretch. I am now going to put on, I'm choosing to put on this blush, and it is Lady Gaga's House Labs blush, and it is in the shade Color Fuse blush, and it is a pretty pink coloring. And look at that. And if you bought this, you will just feel this packaging is so soft. It's like it's like a buttery type of feel to it. So yeah, I'm gonna take my blush brush here, and I love the way it looks. You see the H for her brand, and so it is very pigmented. And so I'm just gonna, yeah, put this color on here. And I like to put it on my chin and up my forehead. Just blend it out. So it is a really pretty shade of pink, a rose color. And it blends on all skin coloring. And so once I put that on, and then again, you know, I take my beauty sponge to make sure it's blended out well. And the color, the little that I put at the top and on my chin. And one last step, in setting powder. Just my skin shade, my setting spray on, and I'm just using, this isn't from Sephora, but I'm using Morphe, this continuous setting spray, and this is just in the jumbo. Grabbing my fan. I'm going to wrap it up and do my hair, and you will see the finished look. And I'm back, and this is the back with the finished look. This is the finished look, and again, all the products that I purchased from, majority of the products I purchased from Sephora during their Sephora Savings Sale. And I love my look. And all of the items that I use, the products that I use, I will have a link for them at the bottom of my video for today. Please let me know, share with me what you purchased during the Sephora Savings Event, and maybe we're twinning. And also, please comment and let me know what you thought looked well, and what hopefully I inspired you to buy some of the things that I bought today. So until next time, I will see you soon.